Hi everyone, my name is Wayne Liang, the Aragon watch designer, and welcome to our Aragon watch review. We're going to talk about the Aragon Antigravity. Okay, now this anti-gravity is slightly different than the previous version. The first one that it came out had a very tall convex crystal, and it was made with K1, the material K1. But this version, okay, is made with sapphire crystal, with a double curved crystal, and I purposely designed it with a lower double curvature crystal. So let's just come in. Let's come in and see the watch in detail, and what evolution we have done to change the look, but it still remains the anti-gravity DNA. All right, so what you see here is we made them in two sizes this time, okay? We have it in 42 and 48. The original one was 50 and 45. So we made the large anti-gravity with 2mm smaller, and is very wearable. Now, so just a quick reminder of the first generation. It was, when you look at it from profile, or if you go to the internet, maybe you'll be able to search the last design. The crystal from top to bottom was about like 20 millimeter in thickness. This one is a little bit over 14 millimeter. Now, but what I want you to focus is what I love about the anti-gravity DNA is this double curvature sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating. If you can see that tinted blue, that's where the reflective coating is. All right, I'm holding the 48 millimeter. And if you look at it from profile, you can basically see the elevation of the hands, hour, minute, and the second hand arise from the movement. Okay, so what you see this movement right here is a SII NH70. The 72 is the ruthenium plating. Okay, so now if you go to the internet, you can check what ruthenium is. It's a high-end material for plating. You see a lot of them being used in high-end designer jewelries. Okay, so we were one of the first to showcase this movement. So also I want to show you what I like about this watch is there's a lot of hidden details. So we talk about that, you know, the double curvature sapphire crystal. So just to give you an idea, okay, double curvature vs flat sapphire crystal, the cost of it is nearly 100% more with the double curve sapphire. And another thing is, even though we did it with double curve sapphire crystal, the watches still remain a little bit above 14 millimeter. Imagine if we did it with flat, it would probably somewhere 14 or below. Screw round crown, 200 meters, water resistance. I like the anti-gravity bracelet. You see how it's being done in this. I always have a hard time thinking about it. It's the hexagon shaped 3-piece link bracelet. Okay, solid deployant clasp. All right, so I want to show you the movement for a little bit. So I'm going to unscrew the crown. All right, so it's a 24 jewel automatic movement. Okay, hackable. The movement is hackable. What it means for a lot of people, if you're new to watch collecting, is when you pull out the crown, you're able to stop the second, right? So let's take a look at it again. So over here is the bottom plate, the balance wheel. You are able to see the barrel. I'm looking at it upside down, so I'm just trying to, so that you can see the barrel, the balance wheel, and then tuning fork underneath. This movement vibrates 21,600 vibration per hour. You know, it's a workhorse. This is basically the same as the NH35, but removing all the, you know, the date complication, and then using the CNC machine to cut the top and the bottom plate of the movement to make it skeletonized. And of course, removing some of the unnecessary components of the movement because it's less complicated. But I just want you to know that even though he did all this, removing all the components without a date complication, the movement is I would say close to 100% more expensive than the NH35, just in case. Just to give you some interesting fact. So you can see solid deploying clasp with double buttons. And if you look at the back over here, you can see it's solid first end link, not folded stainless, no, not folded first end link. I think it's very important that I point this out, because we can cut the cost by reducing some of these, components. Now, the watch is not very heavy, but it feels solid, okay? I want to point this out because you know how some watches, when they're lightweight and it feels like flimsy, but this is not at all. It feels solid. It feels very well made. And this is the anti-gravity, as you probably have seen our spring-summer 2020 preview. The anti-gravity will continue to have more complications. So you saw the Ronda 8040N. This is the NH72 and NH70. So the difference between 72 and 70 is the ruthenium plating and the nickel plating. Okay, and then the anti-gravity will also have this modification of the NH35 date red coming as well. It's a great looking watch, seriously. In the past we've introduced a lot of dive watches or some of the concept watches that we've done hydromatic, and this is another one I think is important in your collection because it has the skeleton movement. If this is for someone that, okay, I'm really into watch collecting, you really like watches, right? And you want to see the inner working of the watch. So I would highly recommend getting one. Now, if we pay close attention to the chapter ring on the outside, you see how it's slightly sloped down and suddenly it's beveled at the bottom. So this is the unique details. You can also see the 369 12 o'clock R index is longer than the rest of the R index. So these are all custom mold just to make this dial. I think it's very important everybody understands that how affordable the ARAGON watches are. At the same time, everything that we do is custom. It's not like we go to a watch component factories and pick the hands here, pick the crowns here, pick the bracelet here. Every component, in the watch that we do is all custom made just to suit for this watch. All right, so this is the 48, and now let's go over here. I mean, there's really not a bad one, but I know some guys, they're really into like stainless steel. So just to remind it, the stainless steel bracelet is vertical brushed, okay? And the case is done in a circular brushed finish, okay? And then the lug and the sidewall is also doing what we call the vertical brush from top to bottom, north to south or top to bottom. Cool, isn't it? Like the circular brush, the vertical brush. So it shows, like, how would I say the right way? It shows, when you wear it under the sun, it shows different reflection. And I mentioned this before. I love this bracelet again and again. Like, I want to show it to you. It's like a faceted diamond or crystal. When you're wearing the watch, you can see the light reflection coming off the bracelet. Cool, isn't it? I think it's very, very cool. All right, I'm going to put on the 42mm. And as I was saying earlier, let me put these three together. All right, so these are all done with no plating, except the movement. So these two here, if you were going to get, this has NH72. If you're going to get this one, the silver movement, this is the NH70. And they are the same movement. It's just different colors. Now, if you're going to get the silver movement, your index and your hands are going to be in this furnace blue. Pretty, very pretty. And you can also see the chapter ring is done in the silver color. All right, so I'm going to put on I'm going to put on the 42 so you can see the size perspective on a smaller wrist like I have. I think, by the way, ladies can wear it. The other day when my wife came to my office, she picked up this 42 and she has a tiny, tiny wrist. I think her wrist size is 5.5. I think, if I remember correctly, somewhere like 5.5 or 575 inches. And she put this on and it was, and it was perfect. It wasn't too big on her, but she's able to wear it. If she can wear it, you know, guys, if you can wear it too. All right. I know a lot of guys, I've been hearing a lot that they constantly ask me to make 38, 40 millimeter. And I'd be very honest with you. If you're accustomed to wearing 40 millimeter, having 2 millimeter bigger on a watch is really not that big. The reason why I say that is if you look at from the center point, it's 1 millimeter here and 1 millimeter here. So 1 millimeter is approximately like this much. It's not even noticeable. All right. So I just put on the silver. Now let's talk about the ionic plated version. All right. Now this is cool. If you're into, you know, sandblasted ionic plated gray, this is it. Okay, now the difference between the two, in case you're watching the video, you can't see the difference, I want to point it out to you. Silver movement with highlighted in the metallic red, our index and the hands, right? Red imprint, beautiful. I'm going to put this on later. And then if you're going to get the NH72 movement, you're going to get this copper hands. And now listen to this carefully. In this brushed finishing on the R index and the hands. Very, very cool. All right, so I'm going to put this on. And at the end of this video, we're going to do a 5 to 10 seconds loom shot so everybody can enjoy what it looks like in the dark. Really good looking. All right. And when you get this watch at home, if you're going to get this watch at home, I know it's very difficult to see it on, in the video. Maybe next time, I'm going to take the movement apart, the inner workings out so you can see the elevation. Can you see this? From the movement, you can see how the canyon of the hour hand is clearly highly lifted up. I'm guessing probably somewhere like 3-4 millimeter above the movement. So the minute hand and the second hand can run across the dial, the chapter ring dial. It is really, really attractive. I always love to point this out because it's one of the features that I really like to show. All right, once again, this is the sandblasted gray with the red, metallic red hands. All right, so I'm going to take this off. Solid stainless steel again. Okay, exhibition case back with perlage engraving on the rotor. Okay, and this is really pretty. This one, the NH72. You might have the NH70 in your collection, but very slim chance you have the NH72 with the ruthenium plating. Get this one. If you prefer the smaller watch, 42 millimeter, get this one. So again, seriously, if you're used to wearing 38, 39, or 40 millimeter, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying to make you buy the 42 because I know the watch collectors or watch enthusiasts. They know what they want. But I'm just trying to tell you, be open-minded. Having 1 or 2 millimeter bigger in a watch is really not that big. So, I'm very open-minded. Like, I'm willing to try anything at least once. And then I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, it's not for me. But if you slowly try it, we're not asking you from 40 millimeter and suddenly you wear 50. Try gradually, move up one at a time. It's like, I remember my first car was a small car, very compact. And then I moved to a medium-sized car, and I really like it. And now I'm driving SUV. And I also enjoy that big size of a car where I have all the room, and I also really enjoy a small car. So I don't know if this is right or a good comparison. So anyway, I really appreciate it. And we're going to go to the loom shot video. And this is the end of our presentation. And I hope you enjoy it. And please, please, it helps us a lot to give us a like, give us some feedback, and subscribe to our channel, you know, on Facebook or on YouTube or anywhere, or Instagram. It really helps us to gauge, you know, how much you enjoy our presentation. Okay, I will see you next time, everybody. Enjoy.